Hello and welcome to our 2021 men's basketball preview. Today I'm joined by Coach Brian Baptiste. Brian, what's it been like having the team back together after being apart for so long?
It's been fantastic, but it hasn't been the ideal situation. But just to be back in the gym with the guys on the team has kind of been rejuvenating for me anyway. And I think the guys feel the same way. We haven't had a full squad since the beginning, and we still don't to this day. There's a lot of moving parts going on. If one kid tests positive, that affects us all. And if somebody's in close contact with somebody, that affects us all. So it's been a little bit of a challenge, but it's a good challenge.
Definitely. Would you say your time away from the game has changed your perspective going back into practice this season?
It has. It makes you really appreciate things more when you don't have it for a little while, and you get to that time of the year where, for me, I've been doing basketball practice on October 15th for 38 years. And that was a big change. And it was nice just to resume and get started in January.
Awesome. What's one thing you've tried to do during the pandemic to keep some kind of normalcy?
Well, the recruiting aspect of coaching still continued, even though we were in a pandemic. And that changed also. Normally, we'd be at games or at showcases, which we weren't able to do. So we have to do everything through Zoom, through YouTube, through Huddle, all kind of platforms that are online to try to recruit kids and visualize it. It's not the same as being in the gym, but it is effective. You just have to talk to the coaches a little bit more and in depth to get an idea of what the student athlete's personality is really like.
Great. You mentioned some of the challenges you guys have faced in your early practices. How have you adjusted to the new protocols in place to maintain safety?
The adjustment has been good. The student athletes are adjusting to it fine. I'm adjusting to it. So it has been an adjustment, but it's not difficult. It's something that we just have to do.
What's it been like preparing for this season compared to past years?
Well, the amount of time we have when we started in January, leading up to the first game, which is this Saturday, that's been an adjustment because the time period is a little bit shorter. Throw in the fact that we haven't had a full complement of players, that is a challenge. So we just started going full court 2 days ago, and it was for a limited amount of time because some of the players were coming off of the phases of COVID, getting back into practicing, and they can't go 100% right from the get-go. They have to give a little bit one day, a little bit more the next day. If they're feeling good, the trainers give them a little bit more leeway, so then they can go at it a little bit longer. So that's been a really big challenge.
Mm-hmm. What kind of preparations have you made to face the unique challenges that this season will bring?
So what we're doing is, since we got back together as a group, there hasn't been any classes. Classes actually start tomorrow. So we've been going at 9 a.m. to have an individual instruction hour. And then we come back in the afternoon and have our regular 2-hour practice. So during the individual hour in the morning, they really get to work on their individual skills. Excuse me. And that's been a big help to make adjustments with them and to teach them some of the skill sets that they're going to need to apply them once they get with the team in the afternoon. So the afternoon practices, most of the time we've only had 8 guys as opposed to 10 to go full court. So we've had to do a lot of 4-on-4, and we had to keep it at a half court set. So those are the adjustments that were necessary. And I think we've got a lot of progress. We've made some strides, but 2 days ago when we had the full complement of players and we went 5-on-5, then it was a whole lot better.
And last season, you guys made it to the Little East Championship game. That was a great achievement and a very memorable season. What do you think it'll take for that to happen again this year?
Well, it was nice to get to the championship game, but that's not where we want to be. We want to be the winning team in that championship game. And I compiled a lot of statistics after last year's season. I do that every year. And last year we accomplished every goal that we had offensively. We did not accomplish our defensive goals. So that's been the focus of this year's practice. There are about 4 or 5 defensive things that we have to do better that we didn't do last year.
Of the 5 other teams competing in the league this season, who do you think offers the biggest challenge?
Well, I think Rhode Island College and Keene State are going to offer the biggest challenge because they started on time in October while we were sitting back, and they also competed in at least one game. So they have a leg up on everybody, I think, at this point in time.
What are you most looking forward to about competing again?
Well, you realize the little things that you miss, being around the guys, for myself anyway, as a coach, and, just their personalities and seeing how they've adjusted to this COVID-19 situation and just to see how they've grown as a person since last season compared to this season. So I enjoy every minute I'm with them. My job is still, as a coach, is to be a disciplinarian and to make sure that they're responding and doing the things that are necessary. But I still enjoy all the aspects of being a coach.
Awesome. Well, thank you for taking the time to sit down with me, Coach. We look forward to seeing the Corsairs out on the court this season.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. So I don't know what it's going to bring. It is definitely a different scenario, but I'm happy to be doing it, and the kids are happy to be playing. And I think we take that all into perspective and just appreciate where we're at and that we're competing again. And that's the main takeaway I have from this year.